see if we can keep up with them. Woo! So, hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video, we'll be reviewing the all-new 2023 Honda HR-V. First and foremost, so a huge shout out and thank you to the Stockton 12 Honda here in Utah for giving me some time with this HR-V. This is their demo model, so if you want to come and drive the new HR-V before you order it, definitely come and check them out. Link to their inventory in the description down below. And then on a side note, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below as well. Let's get right into the review. So under the hood, we have a naturally aspirated 2-liter 4-cylinder that goes through a CVT automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 25 around town and then 30 on the highway, with power outputs being 158 horsepower and then 138 pound-feet of torque. And this one has all-wheel drive. Now let's go over the front end of the HR-V. So first off, the spec on this one is just fantastic. You guys can see the body lines here on the hood, super prominent. I love how the Honda badge has been blacked out. And then coming to the lights, notice we've got these LED lights with the daytime running light. Again, looks fantastic. And the bezel for the light is also blacked out so that it has a sportier tone. And then notice this trim piece right here. And then also the front grille has been blacked out so it all comes together. Now this is probably gonna upset some people, but if you look at the new HR-V, it looks like a mini Lamborghini Urus from the front end. Like, seriously, like, look at this. Look, especially the headlights. I mean, it looks like a baby Urus. Anyways, there's the front end. Coming around the side here, we've got two 25mm tires wrapped on 18-inch wheels in the front and over in the rear as well. And you can see with the wheel itself, it's been all blacked out to go with the rest of the sporty theme on this HR-V. And like I said, this does have all-wheel drive. Notice here with the fender flare, and then you can see the trim here all along the side is also blacked out. The mirrors and the trim around the windows, so it's all uniform. And there's your side view. So here's our key fob. We have our lock function, our unlock, remote start, and then the opening here for the hatch. And then you guys can see the Honda logo right there. When I say opening, it unlocks it. Now this is a hydraulic unit, so you do have to like physically open it up yourself. Anyways, popping into the rear. This is a pretty cool compartment back here. So we've got all of our floor mats here in the back. We have a 12 volt here on the side. It looks like this has the setup to have a cargo cover, if I do say so myself. And then I love how this says HR-V on it. And then you guys can see you can pick up this little floorboard right here. And it looks like I can pick this up too. Oh, look at that, spare tire all the way underneath. So it does come with an actual spare tire. I'll have to fix that in a second. But yeah, pretty solid storage space for such a little crossover hatchback lifted thing, whatever you want to call it. We got this handle to help out with lowering it down, and I of course did not do that hard enough. Anyways, let's finish things up with the rear, which this reminds me of the new Acura MDX actually from a stylistic perspective, especially the taillights. Look at these taillights. Like, does that not look super similar to the new MDX? I mean, it makes sense because Honda owns Acura. Anyways, notice how a lot of it's blacked out in terms of the bezel and everything. And then again, we got our blacked out badges here on the rear. It says all-wheel drive there, just below the wiper. And then notice the spoiler here on the back as well. This thing is cool. And yeah, that is the rest of the rear. So here's the door panel in the rear. You guys can see here with the padding and the stitching that goes all throughout. Looks really nice, actually. And then here are the seats. So what you guys have noticed is you got that same color of stitching. And then look at like the pattern in the center. Definitely interesting. Let's pop in. Got nice rubber floor mats there. And whoa, this is super spacious. I have the seat set where I would be driving, and I'm not a short person. And yeah, I fit back here very nicely. Got some extra storage back right there. And yeah, other than that, let's head to the front. Now here's the front door panel. You guys can see again with the padding and the stitching. And then notice we got blind spot monitoring for the mirror. You can see with the window controls, you got automatic here for the front too. And then notice with all the mirror adjustment controls. And then here are the front seats. Again, got that cool stitching design. Definitely looks like super interesting in terms of just like the overall pattern and all that. The seats are manually adjustable. And then there is the pedal layout down below. We do have the stability control right there. And then we have this pretty interesting looking vents, and the control on it is interesting as well. And then notice here, more padding, and well, let's pop in. So here is the steering wheel for the HR-V. You guys can see really nice padding all around, and then notice the stitching there in the center. And yes, of course, we have some piano black trim. Adaptive cruise control and steering assistance. And then you got like your volume controls, voice command controls, all that normal stuff. Turn signal light stock, windshield wiper stock, and well, there's the steering wheel. Now here is the center gauge cluster. It's kind of like an interesting setup because you've got like that little analog side, and then you've got the screen side as well. So it's, you know, just kind of all mixed together basically. But what you guys can see is I can kind of scroll through some different things here. Notice with the fuel economy so far, again, this is pretty close to brand new, 194 miles. Like I said, it is a demo vehicle. So not sure how accurate that fuel economy is in terms of real world driving. But anyways, we do have some drive modes. Notice we got our normal, econ, and then we have our snow mode. And notice it doesn't let me go past it. It like gives you a sound that's saying, hey, nope, you're not supposed to do that, but there you go. Now here's the center infotainment system. First off, if I pop it in reverse, we do have a backup camera with trajectory lines that turn to the steering wheel. And notice I can change the viewpoints there with the camera. And then as for the rest of the infotainment system, this is just Honda's newer unit. So you've got like the radio control on the one side, and then guess what? We have this to change the station. So one of my complaints with the new Civic is that it doesn't have like a control for the station on the side. They fixed that in the HR-V. So Honda actually listens to their customers. But overall, I feel like this is pretty easy to use, pretty self-explanatory. Oh, turn that down. So yeah, and again, they fixed the thing that like I was frustrated about with the Civic. So good job, Honda. Now we have the Honda Mega Vent. That's what we're gonna call this, is the Honda Mega Vent, because like this section right here, like it ends like somewhere here is like vent, and then the rest of it is just for design. And so yeah, it's Mega Vent. It looks cool though, I will say that. And then notice again the padding on the dash. And then down below we have our single zone climate right here. We do have heated seats as well. You can see the little control for that. Not gonna be using that today though, because it's like 100 degrees outside. And then we have our little USB there. We've got some cup holders, some storage space. Shifter for the CVT automatic, and notice we have like our kind of like sport mode right there, and then you've got your L, which is gonna basically not exactly be a low range, but kind of mimic a low range so that it keeps you at higher RPMs, like if you're going down like a really steep canyon or something like that, and you can engine brake a little bit more. Anyways, look at the stitching here. It looks like all of it together looks really cool. Drive mode select, we went over the drive modes already, and then you got your hill descent control, parking brake, brake hold, and then you got some USB action there, and then more storage space. This is kind of like a interesting shape, I will say that. And then, whoa, this is pretty big actually. Pretty cool center console. I like the design of this car, it's really fun. Anyways, pretty normal glove box, nothing crazy happening with that. And then we just have a black headliner. Nothing too fancy there. So here's our one sticker for this HR-V. You guys can see here with the standard equipment on the HR-V. Notice the base price before options added to it. And again, this is a demo, that's what it says, do not sell. Total MSRP, $28,790. Now this one does have some dealer add-ons like a clear bar on the front end and the badges being blacked out, because you guys can see what the Honda badges normally look like is like chrome. The badges being blacked out was also a dealer item. So like you guys will probably notice that there's some things that this car has that is not on the window sticker, and that's because, well, Stockton 12 Honda did that. Anyways, let's drive it. Let's talk about visibility before we set off. Here's visibility of the hood, both the mirrors, which do a blind spot monitoring, and then throughout the rest of the rear. And let's set off. So setting off here in the HR-V, and I'm really excited to finally be able to drive this new HR-V to just I guess see what it is made of. So first off, from a ride quality perspective, it definitely feels a lot better compared to the outgoing model. It feels just like when they, you know, did the update with the Civic. What are these people doing? Just like when they did the update with the Civic, it feels like more refined, more comfortable, more luxurious. So I think they did a great job with that. Now I will say the seats are comfortable for me. Are you gonna turn or not? What's happening here? The seats are comfortable for me, but they definitely are kind of like on the slightly firmer side of things. But I like that. Do you guys see what this person's doing? Like, this is the dumbest person I've ever seen in my life. Figure out your life. Okay, you're gonna turn on that one now? Okay. Oh boy. Anyways, It's because they're driving a Tahoe and not a Honda. If they were driving a Honda, they wouldn't be making silly turns like that, just saying. But let's kind of get partial throttle here. Okay, you guys gotta remember, I'm at 4,500 feet elevation here. Gonna pop into the S mode. So it's gonna make things a little bit sporty, a little bit more aggressive. Overall, I like the feel of this interior. This feels very upscale. Like I'm not trying to bag on the old HR-V too much, but this feels like a very, like, it feels like a nice car. The old HR-V just had that like super like stripped down economy car feel to it. This definitely does not. Oh my gosh, that person just pulled in front of the other. What is with Utah drivers today? My goodness. That person almost caused an accident. Oh my gosh. So let's get our acceleration here and hopefully no one crashes into us, because apparently people are struggling to drive today. Oh, let's see this. This is a CX-3 in front of us. Let's see if we can keep up with them. Woo! So, it's not quick. It gets up. But I definitely would not call this quick, right? But this is all about fuel economy. It's not about acceleration. That being said, though, the all-wheel drive system definitely, I mean, it's not like it would struggle to put down the power anyways, but it helps out. So I guess we'll get into setting things up here at the HR-V, and I just realized I'm in econ mode. I bet that I was let's pop it in normal mode and into S mode. Okay, that feels a little bit better. So yeah, I guess I was slightly neutering the acceleration because I was in econ mode. My bad. So I'm not as slow as I originally thought it was. So anyways, summing things up here with the HR-V. This thing looks amazing on the outside. My goodness, Honda, whoever is styling your new cars needs to get a pay raise. They're doing a really good job. This is a good looking car. Like, I could see a lot of just people wanting to buy this car just based on what it looks like. And on top of that, again, it's very economical. This is less than $30,000 with the sticker price for all the options. You're getting great fuel economy, and especially with gas prices and car prices and everything, this is a very reasonable vehicle. All-wheel drive. Like, this is the type of vehicle that I would have loved to have when I was in college or when I was first working and everything. Like, great first, like, little, again, crossover, lifted hatchback, SUV thing, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, overall, I think Honda's nailed it. I really like the new HR-V. You know, I'm not going to say the old HR-V was horrible, but like, it didn't exactly move me, if that makes sense. Whereas this, I'm like, this is cool. Like, this actually moves me. So yeah, Honda did a great job. And so if you're looking for just like a fantastic car for under $30,000, this new HR-V is definitely worth a look. That's gonna sum things up for our video on the new HR-V. Again, a huge shout out and thank you to the Stockton 12 Honda here in Utah for giving me some time with this HR-V. Check out the inventory in the description down below. I'll see you guys.